All right, we are in week 5, day 4. So close. So here it says, about how many inches long is this segment? And so I kind of accidentally wrote on this, so I apologize. 12 inches, and it says how many inches. And I don't like that they didn't say 1 inch or 3 inches or 12 inches. But they just in referring to inches. So they said 1, 3, 12, or 25. Well, there's no way it is 12 inches, and there's absolutely no way it's 25. Thank you. So I crossed those ones off because that doesn't even make any sense. So then on this one, I have it means 1 inch or 3 inches. So I know that this isn't 1 inch, so I am guessing this is closer to 3 inches. All right. Next, it says, cross out the 3-dimensional shape. So the shape that is not dimensional. So the 3-dimensional shape, these are all flat if from the angle that you're seeing. And I think that's fascinating that they say that, because if you actually wanted to, you could make them 3-dimensional if you changed your angle. So let's pretend that these are all flat. And this one is actually showing that you could like fill it up like a cup. So this would be a 3-dimensional. So that would be the one that we are crossing out. Next. If 1/2 times 3/5 is equal to 3/10, then 1/3 times 4/5 equal. I absolutely do not know why they chose to give it to you in this form, but really what they're asking you to do is multiply fractions. So I'm just going to show you. Multiplying fractions is probably the easiest thing you can do to a fraction. You just, especially when they're both fractions, you just multiply straight across. 1 times 4 is 4. Then we put our fraction, so that's the numerator and the denominator. 3 times 5 is 15. You don't have to have anything common. Nothing has to be matching. None of that matters at all. The only thing that matters is that you multiply this number across for multiplication. So the answer is 4/15. Next. For problems 4 through 5, use the circle graph to the right. We're going to be making a circle or a pie graph with our Skittles. So this is an important piece to know. It says, how much of the circle does region C represent? So they're talking about this section right here. How much of this circle? Well, it's half. So you could say half, or you could say 50%. They actually don't tell you to represent by showing percentage or what fraction does it represent. So they don't really give you, there's lots of different ways to show it. You could also show by saying 0.5, which is the same as 50%. And then it says, is region A more or less than 1/4? Okay, so when you're looking at a fourth, I'm just going to draw a circle here. If I had half, that would be half on this side, or on either side of that line. And then if I did another half, that would be quarters. Just like a quarter of the dollar, there are 4 parts. 4 quarters make a dollar. In this case, 4 quarters equal a whole circle. So it says section A, is it more than this quarter or less than? Well, if it was more than, it would be on this side. B is more than, but A is actually less than. So less. I don't like the way they set these up, so I will just show you. It says find the number that completes the problem. They really mean that this is actually 20-something times 7 equals 168. So really the only way to find out what number, this is one number, what number that would be is you would do 168 divided by 7. 7 goes into 16. Well, 7 can't go into 1 by itself, but 7 can go into 16 twice. So we'd bring down our 14, because 2 times 7 is 14. And we'd subtract that, which would get us 2. And then we'd bring down our 8. Can 7 go into 28? Yes. 4 times 7 is 28 exactly. And that's what we have, and that's what we have left over. So 0. All right. Next. So the answer for this one, we would put a 4. And then down below here, I'm going to put 24 times 7 equals 168. Because I don't like how they separated this, because it looks like 2 times 4, but it's not. It's actually supposed to be 24. All right, next. If A equals 4, then 10A, a lot of the times, because there's not a symbol here, kids will think that it's 104. No, it is not. It actually means 10 times, because there's no symbol, it actually means to multiply. So 10 times the number. So 10 times 4 is 40. All right. If you rearrange the numbers of the year 2007, what is the largest number you can make? And they just mean, what is the biggest number out of 2007? Well, it's 7. What's the next number? 2. Cross that off. And then we have 2 zeros left, so we can just add those on there. Those zeros are important. They are placeholders for the hundreds and tens place, so you do need to leave them there. Next. This is an interesting setup. A lot of the time when students see this, they don't know what they want them to do. This is the same as multiply. This is the same as 9 times 7. This is the same as 25 times 6. And this is the same as 3 times 12. It is nothing else, just to show multiplication. So 9 times 7 is 63. 25 times 6 is 150. 3 times 12 is 36. And again, you can check your work with a calculator, or you can count by the numbers and skip count by 9s, or skip count by 25s, or skip count by 12s or 3s. This one is actually another way to see a division problem. The way you would enter this into your calculator would be 49 divided by 7. This problem is equal to this problem, so that actually can stay that way. This one would also be 56 divided by 8. This one would be 27 divided by 9. These are all the same, equal the same thing right here. So this is the same as that. So 7 goes into 49, or 49 divided by 7 is 7. So I'm going to circle my answer. I'm actually going to go back and circle my answers up here because I have lots of numbers all over the place. I want to make sure I'm clear. And then I'm going to say 56 divided by 8 is 7. I wonder if the next one will be 7. And then 27 divided by 9, which I know is not going to be 7, is actually equal to 3. Circle that number. All right.